All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to day 785 of eating a sheet of paper a day, as I do successfully without fail on every single installment of this series. I will post my score of the day, as you know I did yesterday without fail. So it's going to be I have a headache. There's some bullshit tomorrow I'm not too excited about, but some other bullshit tomorrow I'm quite excited about. Can I reposition this? That's a little better. We can get the little Jesus halo on my head. There we go. Frame this, egotistical framing. There we go. Mestathula, how's it's been? You're playing COD 6 and watching my streams. I mean, I used to play GTA 5 while playing Captain Beefheart in the background. So, I mean, it's been so long since I played a video game that I honestly don't understand. I've unlearned that entire mindset, but I'm sure it works. So I'm glad to help you concentrate on killing your enemies. I think that's what you do in COD 6. Well, the abbreviation always confused me because, I thought you were talking about fish. COD 6. The sixth COD, yes. I've been told that cod also tastes extra bitter for a fish, but again, I'm not a seafood guy, so if you have any cod fish eating tips, make sure to let me know. Actually, I did eat some seafood while on the cruise ship a little bit ago, and it was surprisingly good, and I feel like that's what fine dining does, because this doesn't mean that I like crab or anything like that, but it just means that I like fine dining as a whole. Fine dining can take any ingredient and get all the overly bitter shit, all of the overly fishy tasting shit out. I've had crab bisque, and I hate the idea of eating soup with liquid crab, which is a fucking animal that you see on a dog beach, right? There's dog hair on the floor. There's an old flip flop on the floor. There's trash. There's garbage, and then there's a crab hiding in a stupid hole in the sand. This dead, rotting crabs on the beach. That's what I think of when I see crabs. The smell of dirty old seaweed at low tide. Everything's washed up. There's a decomposing seal carcass and shit. So, I don't know. That's just my perspective. Methathul. Okay, so on top of not seeing electric vehicles as viable, you like seafood. You're very unusual. Name the song. Sorry, you guys have never seen me do that before. It's just there's a part of my brain, and it kind of just automatically acts that way whenever I see it. I really don't have too many picky eating tendencies anymore. Yeah, you learn to grow up and become cynical and boring, all right? I'm maintaining my youthful pickiness, all right? You got to be selective about your friends. You got to be selective about the opportunities you take so that you don't get scammed and end up, getting raped in an alleyway. And I'm very selective about my eating for the exact same reasons that I just stated before. No, it actually isn't. I'm not even kidding. I don't need no diagnosis. It's an actual, impulsive, test out what other things you can make me say on impulse, and no one's going to understand it. This is the problem with exercising a bunch of really, really, really retarded bits with a friend. Man! Yeah, you see? I'm telling you, it fucks with my head really badly. You guys can guess what sort of bit this is. And Mestathula, you're black. I know you are because I knew you in high school. So guess what that bit is. Here. Jesus. Oh, man. Paper hits so much harder when I'm sipping water out of an anthropomorphic animal mug. Jesus. Okay, well, how are you guys doing? Oh, I didn't put my stupid score. I was trying to evaluate why I'm coming to the score that I am. But, yeah, I'm going with the 7.1. I'm still doing these gigs, and I just need to power through it. I'm playing at some guy's birthday party, which is good. I'm very glad. And this guy's really rich, so it's like a mansion. So I would love to play at a mansion for. He's giving us a cut of 50 each, which I'm totally okay with because there's free food at this birthday party. So the cake is probably made out of gold leaf. So let's be honest, we're getting paid with 250 each if you really think about it. So as long as I get through that, I'm going to be retiring from gigs till the time being till my tendinitis goes away. That's just how it is. And I got 2 gigs tomorrow, literally driving directly from one to the other. So, hey, come to Humble Heart at 7 if you want to watch my fucking hand fall off. Goodbye. Enjoy the paper. Oh, wait, hold on. Just you watch. Make connections at this party. Oh, don't worry. It'll be Epstein Island style. I'll be keeping these contacts for 20 years, until I got to ditch them when they get indicted for tax fraud. But thank you, Dom. Goodbye. Sounds dope. Eat a bunch of food and take it home. No, honestly, I feel like I might be overhyping it because I've never been to this guy's house, but I know him. I've done a gig with him before, and he's a very prosperous gentleman. So it is likely I might get invited to a bunch of ties. I think he has a family member who works with a record company or something like that, and I can beg him to give me a cosign so I can rap a verse alongside Gunna or some shit. I don't know. Mm. Yeah, I mean, we're there to gig, although Omar's going to let me talk. So, the more I talk, the more I get noticed. Could be a good or a bad thing. I'm just going to let my tongue fly, and whatever happens, happens. If I get kicked out for a defamation, then it's what it is. All right. Feel free to, give your input on how you guys are doing. But, yeah, I feel like my goal, just kind of power through it. And especially if I adopt the mindset of just powering through something, I think I'll be rewarded with a pleasant surprise. Again, it's just keeping your expectations low. It's interesting too, because this year it seems like I've become more of a master of kind of cognitively understanding the process of, hope for the worst, plan for the best. And yet, even though I'm aware of it, I've broken the fourth wall. It doesn't destroy it, and I don't end up hoping unnecessarily. Also, because me hoping unnecessarily has cause for my dreams to be shattered, and then I associate hoping and that particular type of hope with a letdown. So even though I logically know that it's really just because I got my expectations up by assuming that low expectations would create a positive scenario, which in turn got rid of my low hopes and completely depleted the purpose of that expectation mindset in the first place. I've overcome that because now I have these negative associations with that particular type of hoping due to the, hope for the worst, plan for the best. And I'm just instinctively, truly hoping for the worst. And that is unbroken. It's like I've become more cynical, but it's working in my benefit. You see, it's like maybe being cynical isn't so bad. Sometimes hope works against you. 7.8 out of 10, way better of a day than I thought I would have. Yeah, you often would be such a pessimist and you would talk about, oh, damn, my dad smelled today. He didn't use his deodorant. 3 out of 10 day. And then Caden would be in there. It's like 11 out of 10, hashtag Rafflecopter. I ate a sandwich today. And I'm just quite curious as to also, Ian, speaking of that little whippersnapper, how are you doing with him? Is Caden being amicable with you? I mean, of course, he's too amicable. He needs to start more conflicts and get in more fucking arguments and scuffles with people, if you ask me. But how's he been doing with you? Has it been any different shade of passive aggressive? I heard the two of you are kind of making your own ties again. You're doing stuff, making movies, I think. Or maybe that's Iman or whoever that other guy is. Excuse me. One small update while Ian's typing his response. I'm quite excited because normally this doesn't happen this quickly, but I have my idea for my new video, and I'm not even going to say what it is because it's an idea that sounds bad, but I actually think that if I am selective with my editing, it could actually make kind of a funny video. So it's going to be out till before the end of the year. Hopefully soon, like sooner than that, but actually the end of the year is like less than 2 months away. I best speed it up. I guarantee you, I could make this video in 2 days. It's just I need the fucking time and I need to be awake, I love Caden. Both pretty busy, but we're still linking up, getting into mischief. Okay, just don't get arrested, all right? Caden almost accidentally exposed his ass because he tripped and fell, You remember that whole part of the video. So, just know that Caden has a habit of accidentally engaging in indecent exposure in public malls. So just bring an extra belt just in case. All right. Oh my God. This is good because I have no long-term objectives, unlike most streams. Like I'm not thinking about some giant long-term rant that I'm gonna go on for like fucking half an hour. I feel pretty resolute. For anybody who is wondering about, because Ian, you were here when I was talking about the whole situation with the lady, and I could tell she did like me. Excuse me. I could tell she liked me, but she wanted to be chased. It's called stringing someone along. It makes me seem pretty pathetic, but it's how it is, It's just I thought more of her than to be so manipulative. So I kind of confronted her. It was back and forth. She didn't let me speak. She was very condescending too. I came in the day before to apologize, and I was in a very apologetic mode. And she kind of dogpiled, and so I rethought, and I just she didn't want to talk again, but I kind of just didn't listen to her, and I just kind of fucking walked in, and I was like, "Yeah, you fucked up. You're not a good friend." And I think I made her cry. She was not very nice though. So to be fair, it's even Steven. Like if you're condescending and don't really appreciate someone as a friend and kind of treat them like crap, if you end up kind of walking out with a big red face with a losing half your fluids by crying, I'm sorry, but like I'm just trying to explain why I did the things that I did that made you so angry, and why you are actually the one reason that those things happened. Because communication needs to happen. If you don't communicate clearly with me, you might end up, closing out your shift at a restaurant while crying, while mopping the fucking floor with your tears. So, sorry, but not sorry, and I kind of cut it off actually. And it's interesting because this person no longer has any power on me because there is no longer that hope of like, oh, maybe I'll be able to recuperate something. It's like I realize that it's not worth recuperating, and that's interesting. It's a very basic realization that I'm sure every person goes through. So I'm sure I'm sounding very basic and or relatable right now, but that's kind of the goal here. Like I'm quite proud of that realization. It's like, yeah, wait a minute, this person has no power over me anymore. So for anyone who was invested on my previous angry rants about this person, I am not so upset anymore because I'm not like fucking being puppeted on a string that's attached to my asshole. I'm not being guided. I'm not being guided by some force that's trying to lead me on. And I understand that. And normally, I'm not the person who let other people lead me on. So it's just very unfortunate that I got put in the situation. And it's a good learning experience of what not to do. And to other people who, if you guys want to interact with me either online or in real life, this is what you don't do. Don't try and lead me on. Communicate openly about what you're okay with and what you're not okay with, and don't leave me in the dark, especially after I tell you about my my mental limitations. It's like I need you to tell me. It really helps, guys. Very good take. Oh, fucking thank you, Mesthul. I really appreciate it. No, I feel like I was annoying everybody, not because I was talking about it so much, but because there was something that I wasn't getting. Like I wasn't willing to let go of a certain aspect of the situation, and I realized it's because I was hoping to keep a friendship. And my rule is like, okay, if I get something out of a friendship because I enjoy it, I refuse to lose a friendship because of such a stupid, easily avoidable reason. But I realized that the fact that the friendship was being cut off by this person because of such an easily avoidable reason was a real telltale sign that the friendship wasn't even worth it. And that's not my fault, man. That's her fault. She chose to not communicate and then be surprised when she received this giant YouTube video, which is an indicator of me not receiving any indicators. Like, you should have known that that's not okay. And it's like, really now? You're like the one person who didn't tell me shit. How was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to know anything when you're treating everything like a fucking bit, a fucking joke? So, oh, and this is gonna be public on the internet forever too. So, just know if you happen to stumble upon this and you know who you are, um, just know there are incidents that I've witnessed and things that I've witnessed your colleagues slash friends witnessing that I'm not going to disclose publicly on the internet. It's really obvious to me that you, and I'm addressing you directly, even if you never watched this, but on the off chance you do, you're very clearly insecure about yourself and you really wanted to be wanted. You wanted to be chased around by somebody, and you had to basically, even if it was subconscious and you didn't realize you were doing it. I remember you going, "Oh, I'm so ugly. No one wants to fuck me," I remember that. I remember, do I hold any ill will? No, I understand it. I'm very disappointed in this person because she always tried to act like she was more mature than such actions, when really she was defined by her actions. Her entire friendship with me was defined by this idea of stringing someone along. You know, when I told her that I had a crush on her, she was like, "Oh, that's the one thing you don't have to apologize to me for." I'm like, thing one, I don't have to apologize to you for shit. Thing number two, what? I'm like, what the hell? And I realize now that she never had an issue with it. As a matter of fact, that was the one thing she herself was hanging on. She wanted for me to have that crush, and then she didn't want to discuss it. Anytime in casual conversation I would kind of inch my way towards it, she'd push back. And her pushing back on those conversational topics, I interpreted as her pushing back because she didn't want for me to have a crush on her and she found it weird and she wanted to just be friends. And to a degree, that's true. However, she was really relying on this emotional attachment to basically string me along. And even after her really condescending conversation, she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to hang out anymore, but we can still be friendly, you know?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're assuming that I'm gonna approach you unsolicited, like on the daily, to have conversations in the middle of my work shifts. Like really? Like honestly, it's such a telltale sign, such a red flag. I don't hold any ill will towards this person for that, but it really indicates how ugly her character is. Like, and I don't think she understands for how smart she is presenting herself through her demeanor and how she's putting me down consistently through these interactions as the poor retard who just doesn't get it, who is stupid enough to manipulate into being dragged along. And I can present the situation however I want it, and you'll just buy it because you're simping around for me. I don't think she understands that I'm not actually simping for her, and I think the reason she was crying towards the end of that day, at least the way I saw it, I was very far away and I wasn't really focused on her, but her face was red and she had her hands to her face. Either she was laughing for no reason, which doesn't make any sense, or she was crying. I'm going to bet on the second one. Like, or maybe she just had an itch on her face on both sides and she was scratching it with both her hands at the same time, which also makes no fucking sense. So, no, I don't hold any ill will towards her, but it's really frustrating that people do this, and especially that someone who I trusted did this. Like, really? Seriously? Honestly? Like, it's a friendship. Friendships are really valuable. You can do anything you want with it, and instead you use it to kind of fill your fucking bucket of insecurity. It's like, and buckets of insecurity has a big fat hole at the bottom. They're bottomless. It'll never be full. You'll never be satiated. There are always going to be more people that you can use to go, see, I have friends and I'm really good at having friendships and they all secretly like me and I have, they secretly have a crush on me, but I'm not, I'm too cool to be available. That's a very common thing that people do. Men can do it, but women do it very often. I've noticed people doing this, and I've had friends who have been in those situations with, third parties of their own, pulling that bullshit on them. So how did I not see this coming? It's because I really did not suspect that this person who I trusted a lot could fucking stab me in the back like this. I know someone like this person. Yeah, they're fucking everywhere. She thinks she's very special, but she's a dime a dozen. Not to be mean or anything, but... And again, it's such a misuse of her intelligence because she's a smart person. Unfortunately, the most she uses her intelligence for is to fucking twist any situation into seeming rational. And then I fucking walk away and I'm like, wait a minute, 20 minutes later, oh, no, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. She's actually insane. She's actually extremely manipulative and dishonest. How unfortunate. It's very sad. Very friggin' sad. So... I hope that she goes the rest of her life, with a changed mindset. And of course she was like, you didn't need to come up to me and tell me all the things that I'm doing that you think I'm doing wrong. You're the one who fucked it up by trying to communicate openly and honestly. And I'm like, sure, the video was weird. It was a little unusual. It was a little bizarre. It's like, it's not exactly a normal way of communicating. But if you actually fucking look and remember, I don't know if she's got the memory of a goldfish with brain damage, but I think that she can actually use her head and her critical thinking skills. She did graduate high school a while back too, and she can actually opine and remember what I was saying and go, wait, but the intentions actually seem to be about communication. All right, he wasn't really cutting off the friendship if I really look past what he's saying. And she chose to not see it that way because she didn't want to deal with the actual fucking difficult task of communications, like her one thing. And communication for me is the one thing you got to do. She communicated nothing to me. And as a result, I have to, I truly think communication is essential. So I tried to do some of the communication for her, Oh, you don't need to do that. No, how fucking rude of you. How fucking rude of you to unsolicited put this shit. I'm not your babysitter. I'm going to lay this on my table. By the way, this is me basically saying verbatim what she said to me, in reference to the points that I'm saying too. I'm not even straw manning or nothing. She quite literally said this in response to these points. And yeah, it's like, I don't have to do anything. There's no obligations. Oh, you're not obligated to come up to me. I'm not obligated to say shit to you. You're not obligated to say shit to me. Why are you talking to me, man? I'm like, my friend, my friend. There's no obligation for a friendship. There's no obligation for me to even be fucking wasting my time with you. So, you explain to me why you think that now that we're wasting our time in this friendship, it's suddenly not a waste of time to try and communicate. Why is communication where you draw the line as a waste of time? It's too stressful for you, huh? Is your brain made of fucking glass? It's gonna break if I apply just the slightest amount of stress to it. I can't grow a pair of fucking bones. Grow a fucking skeleton, all right? Don't be spineless, all right? Stand up for yourself with aforementioned spine, all right? I believe, I mean, that's not a direct command because it's over. I made her cry and she fucking walked out of the restaurant crying like a little bitch. It's like, she sounds like a giant problem. No, it's like, I should have known. I should have seen this coming, And when I was apologetic, I'm like, hey, listen, I don't think I appreciated the friendship enough. And it should have been an IRL conversation instead. And she's like, yeah, damn right it should have been. How could you be so stupid? And she went, it's okay. You're still learning, I don't want for you to use your autism as a crutch, but at the same time, it's okay. You're still learning, It's like, okay, retard. It's like, just nothing. This person sounds very similar to this person who I had drama with too, and I know exactly who you're talking about. As a matter of fact, as I was going through this, I remembered your situation, and I think the main difference is because I literally just went up to her and just talked crap to her face, and I was like, you were objectively a bad friend. Don't string people along. Dishonest, shows that you actually want to be chased, which, yikes, chill. Like, it's kind of the lowest someone can be. It's like, if you want attention, get it honestly by cultivating a good friendship or a proper relationship or a friendship with proper communication, and don't be a whore about it. If you want attention, don't whore for it. Get it properly. Day 1000 will probably be under. Yeah, let's be honest. That's why I'm not even going to talk about it. The cool thing is just going to be the big number, and that's it. So. When did I make her cry? It was Saturday night at like 9:30 when we were supposed to be both closing up, And she agreed to have a conversation with me, and I'm like, there are some unresolved things. And she's like, oh yeah, I liked how, but no, I thought that our last conversation was just fine. And I'm like, oh yeah, the one where you were berating me, and I decided to ignore your very obvious faults, and you were only dogpiling on top of me and telling me everything I was doing wrong, and which I never asked you to do. I was giving my apology, and then I come in and I'm like, okay, even Steven now, I think that all the stuff, every single problem I presented it happened because you wouldn't communicate shit to me, and I didn't even know what to do. And it seemed like my last option. It's like, what was the alternative? Huh? You say I should have communicated with you in person. Well, okay, if I had done that, like every single indicator to me that you had given indicated to me that you never wanted to talk about it in person. You would flip out if I asked you how your day was going. So, like, what in the blue blazes else was I supposed to do? And honestly, it's a YouTube video. It's awkward. It's very impersonal, and it's not reciprocal like a conversation. But it's really not that bad. It's not worth ghosting someone over. If what you're waiting for is an actual conversation and waiting for me to initiate, it's like, okay, well, you're an adult too. Why don't you start a conversation? Why are you waiting for other people to babysit the conversational part of the relationship for you? For someone who's criticizing me and saying, I'm not your babysitter, it's like, well, okay, why are you waiting for me to basically do all of the heavy lifting on both sides for you? It's like, that makes no fucking sense. Makes no fucking sense. It's retarded. It's actually retarded. Hard D. Well, yeah, even though it's over and there's like no use opining over it anymore, except for the fact that I actually think it's objectively interesting. It's objectively interesting, just kind of psychoanalyzing what went wrong in the situation that actually happened to me recently, right? This person invited me to a party about 2 years ago. And this person, who will not be named because we like to protect people's privacy over here at the Paper Reading live stream, drank a hell of a lot of vodka. And she basically, her drunk statements were her sober thoughts. And I have never told, I don't even think she knows that this happened. It's a shame because it would actually shed light on a lot of what she's revealed. But she talked about how she thought that she was so ugly and no one wanted to fuck her. And there was another guy there who was a colleague of mine and hers, nice guy. He was not interested in her. In fact, he left the party really early because he realized how fucked the whole thing was. And she was basically like, I want to fuck you right now. And then she pointed to me and went, you're more of a long-term thing. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I'm just going to pretend that never happened. And to me, like hers pointing at me and saying I'm more of a long-term thing, you could focus on the fact that she wanted a long-term fuck me or whatever. I'm not really focused on that. I'm really focused on the fact that her insecurity is that she wants to be wanted. No one wants me. No one wants to fuck me. That's what she said. And so what's really fucking weird is I think, here's my hypothesis. I think that she chose me as a long-term thing, but a long-term scheme too. She was scheming long-term to be wanted by me because she knew I already liked her a lot. And so she liked that. She wanted to deal with the butterflies of being chased without the actual responsibility of maintaining just even a friendship with proper communication. Hey, you're cool to watch movies with. You make a couple funny penis-related one-liners, but I only want you as a friend. I don't really want a romance thing. Just say that to me. Just say you don't like me back. It doesn't even have to be truthful. Just say you're ugly, your nose is too small, or whatever the hell, I don't like you. Just say something that's explicit so you don't fucking string me along, I made it very clear from the get-go that I liked you, So why do you have to give me nothing but mixed messages? Like you were exhibiting behavior that friends of mine and coworkers of mine, and I wasn't crazy. They were saying, hey, listen, seems like she's pretty into you. Congrats, man. I'm like, oh, don't congratulate me. If only you knew how complicated it really was. It's not a good thing to say at all. It's an insult, actually. What, saying you're more of a long-term thing? Yeah, maybe. Maybe on the exterior that means that I'm a little fugly. I'll take pride in that. I get it. I had acne as a kid. Look at this shit. Actually, it's not very... You can kind of see it. You can't really see it on most streams, but I got scarring, and it actually makes me look kind of cool. I think I looked a little too cute, so, it's good. I got the Freddy Krueger face going on. Trust me, when there's more lighting, it looks way more obvious. The dimples are deep, but... It's getting better. It's healing. So, I'll have to stop taking my meds and get a second wave of acne, All right, I've been missing out on a little bit of live chat. Let me catch up here. People are stupid. You can say the right things and still get it thrown. Oh, no, I understand. I totally get it, Moses. Like, it's... I tried to be open and communicate with her openly and honestly, and my faults were just how I am as a person. I'm a little off color. I'm a little uncanny sometimes, and I guess that frightens some people. And it's like, okay, if you're frightened by that, then you're the type of person who deserves to, get voted most popular in high school and end up 50 years old with no hair, fucking lying in a ditch next to a dumpster. That's my opinion. Like those people are surface level, reductive. They can be as smart or as attractive as they want. Just know you will end up in a fucking dumpster because that's the type of grind set that will land you, in the middle of jail with a bar of soap lying on the floor next to your left foot. That's all I'm saying. Since the last time I was on one of your streams, I was single. I still am, but I have been through 2 relationships and I'm currently getting into another one. Keep up the great... Oh, thanks, Mariachi. Sorry, Mesathula. I know you're black and everything, but just know I'm not a racist because I'm replacing you with a Mexican guy's thing. But it was actually heartfelt. It was very nice. It's not a good thing to say at all. It's an insult. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand. I also have that same insecurity too, where I subconsciously want people to like me as well. But I've learned better than guilt tripping. Yeah, no, you're not like her at all. You're not. No. As a matter of fact, through your particular scuffle with the person who will not be named, because I need to be responsible on here. Damn, this is like one of those. I'm Latino. Never mind. It's brown on brown right now. You can fight Mariachi over this, I guess. Yeah, wait a minute. Miss Bravo was never... Yeah, she was actually... And I remember the video of you actually... you looked black, but your hair was not... Your hair was straight. Okay, never mind. I don't even know. I don't even see race properly. Jeez. Sitting like this and like looking over, it's really causing me some upper back problems. God, it's a good stream. It's just my back is getting fucked. But yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because there were points where this person seemed to have really good intentions and was supporting my dead grandma. And, I was going through some drama within the family with my sister, and she was being very supportive of that. And she's like, I know you're a good person and all that. Like, and I think she meant those things. I think she really did mean those things. It's just, it seems like her possibly subconscious want to, control the situation, to avoid communication, which rhymes, and how can I make this rhyme throughout? Avoid communication and not to be explicit about insemination. That was terrible, but you get the idea. It's like she didn't tell me anything. She really wanted to string me along. So that was clearly selective treatment. I don't think she treats all her friends like that. But I certainly hope she actually communicates openly with her other friends, because if she's as closed off and as avoidant of fucking you're still here, ain't no way you're talking about this. Hey, I didn't name any actual names, all right? Dom, if you say any names, you're getting deleted off the fucking thing. But yeah, I mean, everybody who's gonna watch this either doesn't know, or if she sees, I remember I addressed her directly on here. It's like, it's called accountability. And if you do something so stupid and ridiculously heinous, I'm not going to name you, right? That's a step too far. But I think it's just a step just the perfect number of steps in the right direction to just fucking, like, literally. Hold on, I'm gonna catch up on chat in a second. But like, it's just, I think it's just a step in the right direction to just be honest about a situation and not disclose any personal details. There are people with platforms, thousands upon millions of times bigger than mine, and they do stuff like that. Like, let's be honest. This person will get a karmic bitch slap in the future. And he posted this right underneath Rusty Shackleford's comment. People are way too temporary to be so invested. If you're talking about people in the stream, you're probably right most of the time, but you'd be surprised. There are some people on the stream who are long-term viewers, and I wish I streamed more regularly like I used to, because you'd probably have these people showing up more reliably. But I'm trying to get back into that grind set, But no, there are people who are invested. I'm surprised the number of people who will listen to me about stuff. I wanted to conclude my thesis before I go into another actual example on the main channel, which it's me doing a guilty promo. So I hope people go over and watch this video I'm about to talk about. But yeah, it's just this person caused me a lot of unnecessary stress, and just stop projecting your own insecurities onto other people. Like honestly, it's like, come on, we're both too old for this, right? I mean, we're gonna blink and we're gonna both be in our 30s. So before you know it, just chill the fuck out and just communicate clearly, or just don't bother. Just don't bother, because I remember the times I had with you, and I think of nothing but ugliness. I think of nothing but just incredibly dishonest interactions, and from a dishonest person. So you're a fucking rube, and I'm done with you. Attention whore. All right, cheers to that. Karmic bitch slap. I don't really even care. I don't care what happens to this person in the future. I hope that she makes the choice to manage her friendships more intelligently. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, on my main channel, I thought that, like, I was really torn between making my blackface speech like a jokey thing or like a serious thing, like a deep dive, and I didn't really even go fully into either direction. I was like, okay, most of the video was actually, like, my speech was quite serious, but I had a couple of stupid embellishments, so it, like, kind of started the video off, right? People came. I thought that most people would come just for the clip of me burning the object in the middle of school, which was against the law technically. But there were some people, multiple people in this comment section, especially when views exploded and it got 1,500 views, 1,500 views, and there were people who were actually summing up the crux of my video, and you could only get to that point by watching the whole fucking video and really taking in what I said, which means that I presented it in a certain way that got people invested enough to watch all 10.5 minutes of this damn thing. That's quite surprising and impressive to me, I'm very proud of myself for giving that blackface speech in a way that fucking, like, I wish I gave this speech to myself 6 months ago. Could have saved me a lot of stress. Aw, thanks, man. You're not talking about the blackface speech. You're talking about when I'm talking about the female situation. Yes. I'm not a poet, man. I'm a guy who eats paper. But thank you. I appreciate it. Jesus. We're almost out of water. Ugh. But yeah, just know, worst case scenario, I'm just talking to myself with no viewers, and I like that anyways. It's fun. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy, you know, talking about stuff openly because if I have to censor myself, that's an indicator that someone in the world, if not me, has something to hide, and that's their fucking problem. That means they got some demons, and that's not good. You shouldn't live your life like that. So, within reason, I'm going to be rational, and if it's going to result in a scorched earth, I'm not going to talk about something openly. But otherwise, fuck yeah, I'll redact names and talk about shit as openly as I can because I believe that if you wrong someone, they're allowed to talk about it. I was wronged. Fuck you. I'll talk about it. Is getting a small paint scrape on a new car a bad thing? Yeah, it's considered bad, especially if it's a new car and it's an expensive car, and there's the paint jobs themselves can be a huge chunk of the cost in of itself. So it's like if a scrape happens, yeah, it'll be bad. Oh, Jesus, my back. So yeah, Moses. Listen, I totally get it. I'm not really a car person either, but even I know that even if it's like, but it's only an inch and a half, and it's like, yeah, in order to get that taken care of, you're gonna have to repaint the entire car. It's like $3,000. Depends on how deep. That's true. If it's like maybe 2 molecules of paint missing, then fine. But Moses, you in person like earlier today described this scrape and it was bad. It can probably be buffed out. Oh yeah, just get some green Sharpie and just draw over it or something. That's it. I got to do more streams, man. This is good. I'm enjoying myself. I buffed out crazy scratches that I thought would never look good. No, like there's a suitcase that my great grandmother used to own, and I accidentally stepped on it and caused a huge dent. And I'm like, wait, this is made out of metal. So I literally just did the whole blacksmith thing, and I took a hammer and was going at it. And it was like basically like brand new. In fact, I think I even shaped it even better than I did before. Like it actually looked better than how it looked when I got it. So you have to be, put a little elbow grease, especially in the face of crisis. And I sometimes we can surprise ourselves because of how good our handiwork can be. Literally stepped on it, and it's an old suitcase from like the 50s. And I gave it a huge dent, and it felt irreparable. Like I thought it was over, but I just dink, dink, dink for like maybe 15 minutes. All done. I was with my friend yesterday. We were eating at an Asian supermarket. That's already a bad start. Don't eat in an Asian supermarket. It just smells bad. All the food's bad. They have no Doritos over there because it's not Asian enough. When we came back, she noticed it and she flew off the handle. Handle. That's good. Yeah, some people key other people's cars. It's how Asians go. They're very petty sometimes. They get wrapped up in the whole, interracial thing. That's their problem, not yours. But yes, I hope that she flies back onto the handle. Also, my back is hurting too much. I got to end the stream, but her car's a brand new Honda Civic. Yeah, come on, man. Especially if your money's tight, it's like, okay, I want to have a nice car. I want to have nice things. Even if in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like imagine you've got a brand new guitar and it's like a limited edition thing. You spent 3 years saving up for it. All the money that your mother saved up for your college. You're not going to Yale anymore, but you got a cool guitar. And then, your dog sits on it and farts on your guitar. And now a little bit of paint is scraped off. It's like, oh, well, it's not going to affect how the guitar sounds. Stop being so fucking melodramatic over it. It's like, yeah, but you care about it. You appreciate the craftsmanship of guitars. There are many people who appreciate the craftsmanship of a brand new Honda Civic. So, that's how it is sometimes. So, hey, listen, give this platonic friend of yours a hug and a kiss and an apology, Wait, you didn't do anything. Well, apologize on the behalf of whoever keyed her car, angry Asian guy. So, On the ride home, she was saying stuff like all Asians are bad drivers, which is true. I almost ran a dog over on the way back. I didn't, but I almost did. But yeah, it is true. No, it's like, I think that if there were to be a ban on Asians driving, I think we would decrease car accidents by about 85%. But at the same time, the Asians driving, it's the reason why you'd be surprising amount of the demographic of truck drivers are actually Asians, So you wouldn't be able to have your lumber shipped from Alaska, to another part of Alaska because it's not overseas, or that is overseas. Actually, no, truck drivers can go through Alaska through the border, but I don't think that normally happens. I don't think I know what the hell I'm talking about. You wouldn't get your lumber from Idaho to here, all right? So, just know, don't undervalue those bad drivers. There might be a couple accidents and a couple of log trucks, falling and crushing a couple cars full of people, but, it's no big deal. Does being blonde with blue eye have any things to do? What the fuck does that mean? Have anything to do with being a good driver? Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, when you have blue eyes, light reflects more kind of in an unfiltered manner through your eyeballs, and your retinas can actually take a higher resolution. What I'm saying is that people with blue eyes got better eyesight and they can see shit in the roads so they don't get into accidents. So, hey, having blue eyes, it's a good sign, all right? Your vision's unclouded, all right? See this brown shit in my eyes? It's actually a bunch of extra residue and dirt and other fecal matter that's in my eye, and they can't get it out because it's inside my eye. So, it's a scientific fact. Look it up. Did you watch? Oh, fucking God. All right. We're going to have to sit through this for a second. Oh, Jasmine has a podcast and she wants me to watch it. So here, let's. You better because it's my birthday. Oh, you're guilt tripping me now? Come on, man. Come on. You don't need to. Okay, now I have to watch it. Yeah, please watch my podcast that I randomly sent to you, and you don't actually want to watch it, but it's my birthday. It's like, okay. I'm not even following you. What are we doing here? All right, fuck it. Fuck it. You're going to have to watch with me, all right? You best not leave right now, all right? You sat through the easy part of the stream. Now it's time to sit the hard part of the stream.
Yeah. Ready?
She's still doing her bits. I was Jasmine's boyfriend for like, how long? 2 months? I forgot how long. I think it was 2 months. So just know that this got old really quickly. Oh, she might watch this. Hell yeah. Hey, just so you know, I appreciate you, Jasmine. You're all right. All right. It's just sometimes your quirkiness can sometimes get me. It can get me rolling a little bit in my fucking. Like I'm telling you, she wouldn't stop. Like she would never stop. What I can appreciate is that, for one, none of these people are her. These are her classmates in Berkeley. I can appreciate that you have appreciation, because I remember when a lot of people in high school would kind of, how would I say it? They would not actually be real friends to you, and they would kind of take you. It'd be like, oh yeah, truck-a-luck in Fortnite, yeah, whatever. All right, you're a crazy person. But these people actually seem to appreciate you, and they can see that you're a person who just wants to be loved and wants to spread love. For the most part, you can be a little weird sometimes, especially with politics. You start to get a little weird. But I think in general, you want to have good relationships, and I can really appreciate that. And these people probably align with you politically anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, I can really appreciate their appreciation. It's good that you're surrounded by positivity. All right. So Jasmine, you've come a long way. Mwah, thank you for giving me a little wholesome dosage. I just don't know what the rest of this is going to be. This is Brianna. No, Brianna's a better singer than this person. Yeah. There she is. I like the font choice. That's good. How long is this intro? This is... That's her on the left. Even though they're matching each other's energies, shout out to whoever this lady is for being supportive, being a good friend. I know the feeling. And it's an experience that can't be replicated. That's all I'll say. Ah.
This is the first episode I've ever filmed of Crookin' Grown-Ups, my new podcast, and I'm so freaking happy.
I'll say this. It's weird for a podcast to be like 8 minutes. So.
Bring this to every single one of you Crunk fam. And to she's an amazing Sam. You freaking know. Jorts, I love you. Speaking of Jorts,
This is so.
speaking of,
This is so.
man, and
Wait, let's see what.
she's an amazing Sam. You freaking know. Jorts, I love you. Speaking of Jorts,
That's classic. I love when that happens in a video when someone talks over the other person and the other person's trying really hard not to look pissed off. That's great. I love that.
Inga here is a pioneer in jorts. She legitty titty wears jorts 24/7. She like runs 20 million jort pages. Legitty McTitty. Yeah.
Those aren't jorts. Those are just jeans. What is this?
I want to ask you something. So, like a serious
Okay.
question, bro. Yes. How the fuck did this jorts thing start? How the fuck did he become the queen?
I like, it's very clearly like auto-generated George thing. It's translating it into George. That's good. Oh, 7 minutes. This is 7 minutes. Okay, I might be lazy and just tell her, hey, listen, just watch the paper stream. I reacted to it. That's bad.
So
It's gonna be really awkward. Oh, fuck. But it's fine. It's my honest reaction.
while wearing jorts, went into labor, and then they had to like cut the jorts open around her crotch.
What is happening? What are we even talking about?
Man, freaking me Deacon, wait, that's insane. Yes, but wait, hold on. I slid out the womb.
I think the rest of the podcast is going to be generally just that over and over again. All right. Oh, my back hurts. My back hurts. I'm not quitting the video because the video is bad or anything. It's just because my fucking back hurts. I should probably just record the response. Fuck it. It's going to be painful because she's going to probably think I'm being too mean. She's like, you're such a bully on the paper stream. Whatever, man. Listen, my back hurts, all right? And the video is awkward. All right. Well, on my latest paper stream, I did react to it because I saw this DM right when I was on the paper stream and I had to react to it. I had to. All my viewers left when I played the video for some strange reason, but it's okay. I already it's been 40 minutes anyways, and I was kind of done with the stream, so it got elongated. So thank you for elongating my stream. Happy birthday, by the way. Heck yes. Now you can get drunk on tequila and regret your life decisions. 4 hours after you get drunk, you're going to wake up, your pants are going to be off, you're going to realize you have a puddle of vomit around you, you're going to be there's going to be like a ferret or something like that on a stick, that you speared or something. There's going to be like a carcass of a bunch of animals that you killed. You're going to wonder what the hell happened, all right? That's the joy of being under 21 or over 21, excuse me. So, yeah, watch the paper stream. There's some pretty cool. There you go, whatever. Fuck it. Call time show. What? Everybody is fucking popping off right now. What is call time and show time? I think call time 6:30, which is great. Gives me so much extra time. Okay, everyone's gone, but I wanted to say thank you so much for watching day 785 of Eating a Sheet of Paper a Day. Make sure to stick around, stay subscribed with that bell on so you can join the next live stream, which should be tomorrow, day 786. Make sure to live, laugh, cry, and also not die. And until next time, this is goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow. The end. Again.